We both joined the 501st in 2004.
Yes, my wife and I actually met in the 501st.
Oh, really?
I am Doug Atwood, and I'm TK 1430.
I'm Erin Atwood. I am TI 3900 in the 501st.
My name is Lane Peck. My TK number is TK 10710.
Malcolm Bathke.
81389.
Why did you pick that number?
It's my wife's birthday.
You can never forget her birthday.
Yeah, that was actually kind of the thought.
I had a buddy at my job that I worked at that loved the 501st, and he was always talking about how he was going to build a Stormtrooper suit. So I kind of adopted that goal in life. 'Cause he's like 6'5", like he's really tall. He wouldn't be able to do a Stormtrooper. He's too tall for a trooper.
I'm just a Stormtrooper. That's my position in the 501st right now. A co-worker of mine, Doug Atwood, introduced me to the 501st.
So the 501st Legion is an international Star Wars costuming club. We have 12,000 members worldwide. And the Legion as a whole is divided up into garrisons. Our goal is to build screen-accurate, professional quality Star Wars costumes. We strive to look like we stepped right off the movie screen. When the club started, it was just a fun costuming club. And as it began to grow, it needed a purpose. And the purpose became celebrating Star Wars and raising money for various charities. And we put a lot of smiles on a lot of faces. We visit kids in hospitals. We help grant wishes with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We do a lot of amazing things.
And so even though she lived in Utah and I lived up here, we were members of the same chapter of the club. And so we were both on those message boards. And so we kind of jokingly tell people, well, we met online, but it wasn't like a dating service or anything like that. We met on the message boards of the
club.
Of the clubs. It was, just a friendly thing for quite a while. And she came up and did a few events with us, and we went down there and did a few events with them. And she just messaged on the instant messenger and asked, "Can I call you?" Sure, why not? Pretty girl who's interested in Star Wars.
There's only one answer.
Wants to call me. There's only one answer to that question. And so she called, and we talked for about 3.5 hours. And we just became really, really good friends. And she would date other people, and then she'd call me and complain about that date, and I'd date somebody, and I'd call her and complain about that date. And at some point, we just kind of realized that...
Why aren't we dating each other?
Why aren't we dating each other? So yeah, we literally met because of the 501st. Mm-hmm.
We did not have a Star Wars wedding. Everyone always asks us that. Did you have a Star Wars wedding? No, we did not. Then I also have a TIE pilot, an Imperial officer, a Stormtrooper, and I am currently saving money for my Phasma.
And I have Stormtrooper, Sand Trooper, I have a Snow Trooper, and then I'm a Droid Wrangler because I have R2 as well. I think I've got about 500 hours of labor into R2.
My interest is more in building and things like that than necessarily being a fan or ever thinking that I would have a Stormtrooper costume.
They love him. He kind of steals the show. It used to be if you had Vader at your event, he stole the show. But R2 will steal the show from Darth Vader.
There's no mass, it's R2-D2.
I toyed with the idea, but when we saw how kids reacted to R2, we looked at each other and said, we need an R2.
We're doing this.
We need to do this.
This is our most desperate hour. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only help.
Being a woman in this hobby is a little bit different than being a man. There is that old stigma of, the nerds. But I think that's changing.
Most of the time, if anybody judges me, I just laugh it off. See, most of the time they're like, "Oh, that's so silly," but once they see you in it, they're like, "Oh my goodness, that is so cool."
The thing that you would once get shoved into a locker for, now you're actually making connections and making friendships over. As a woman in this hobby, I have experienced some things where it's, you're a girl, you don't know how to do this, or you can't do that. And I even experienced it just a few weeks ago at a convention. This gentleman came up to talk to me about costuming. He had questions, and they were questions I had the answer to. And then another member walked over who was a man, and this person I was talking to just completely ignored me. I'm like, I've been doing this for 13 years. I have more experience than this other person, but
Yeah.
because I was the wrong sex,
Yeah.
it's frustrating.
I mean, think about all the hardships that Luke went through, and we were able to apply that to ourselves and give ourselves courage.
I encountered a little bit of the really, you're going to do that kind of thing really early on from family members. I remember one of them asked me once how much I'd spent on my Stormtrooper armor, and I told him, well, I've got about $800 in it by the time it's all said and done with boots and everything. And he was kind of taken aback by that. He was kind of shocked. And his reaction was something along the lines of, I can't believe you spent $800 on that. And he was a snowmobile guy, and I asked him, well, how much did you spend on your sled? And he told me, and I said, and how many months out of the year do you get to use it? And how much money have you raised for charity with it? Mm-hmm. And that kind of quieted him down. And when you tell people that you do this for charity, that we're not role play, we're not LARP. Or anything like that. We don't go dress up in our Stormtrooper armor and pretend to have battles in the park or anything like that. There are people that really enjoy that, and that's if that's what they'd love to do, then they should do it. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, but we're not that.
Mm-hmm. I've experienced where it has gone from being critical to being in awe of what you do with it.
And I like to say that we're all nerds or geeks about something. Whether that means that you put your favorite player's number on a jersey on Sunday and cheer for them, we're all geeky or nerdy about something.
My parents no longer ask, how long are you going to keep doing that Star Wars thing for? My dad has actually been to a couple comic conventions with us and has kind of seen a little bit of what we do, and he's come to really respect and be excited about what we do, and it's just helping people see the purpose. It's not just, I have a cool costume that sits in the closet and I pull it out twice a year. I do this almost every weekend, and we're raising hundreds of thousands of dollars every year, and we're, putting smiles on faces. We've given families experiences that they never thought they were going to have.
Yeah. Yep.
The opportunity to be creative, the opportunity to put smiles on people's faces is the benefit and the payback for all of the hours and time and work that it takes to put all of this together.
And so it's always fun walking around, high-fiving the kids.
It's been a lot of fun and very rewarding to interact with folks and see their enjoyment in seeing what we've created.
I've learned, through the 501st that you shouldn't be worried about expressing yourself, if it's in a healthy way, and your interests. Don't worry about what somebody else is going to think about what you love. Just do it.
Do it.
And
Do it because you love it.
have fun with it.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of fun with this.
We have a stupid amount of fun.
Yeah.